First of all, I think, and you'd agree with me, I think we've sort of even hit that a little. Mental health affects, or mental illness affects men and women differently.
Well, yeah, I mean, men are more prone to it. And I think it still just comes back to this whole being a man thing, you know,
Not second.
and all the pressure
Yeah.
of being a male in society. So men are more likely to commit suicide,
Yeah,
they're more likely to be
statistics show.
depressed, men are more likely to be schizophrenic, men are,
Yeah.
I mean, whatever you want to say, it's all men. And it just comes from the way we're brought up with all these expectations foisted upon us, like, you have to be this way, you have to be this way, you must be this way. And a lot of guys just grow up following a template.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like doing what they want to do. So I can't cry. Why? Because my dad said so, because my mom said so, because everybody around me says I can't.
Because my friends will laugh at me.
Oh, yeah, I mean, so yes, even if I don't want to cry in public, I should have a closet somewhere in my house where I can go and.
But the idea is to let it out when it needs to be out.
The idea is to
like a volcano, let it.
Yes, it has to be. I mean, you can, for the sake of saving face, decide to put up a front in public.
But doesn't that trigger the tolerance for putting?
But when you're alone, I mean, so the problem is that even when we're alone, we're not honest with ourselves.
We're not honest. Yeah. You can't look at the mirror and just state facts.
Even when, so it's because you've been programmed, you've been conditioned to be a certain way. It's the same way that goes into. I mean, you see soldiers, even after they retire, they still have that thing about them because it's been conditioned into them over years. It's become a part of them. So even when they retire
and you see someone walking on the street, you can tell he's had military training.
They're still that way. So it's just the same thing.
Do you see that our honest approach to mental health, or to our entire awareness of mental illness, needs to be reconstructed from the grassroots? Teaching kids, the home unit, this family is a singular society unit, and that's usually the kid's first point of contact. So who are really the custodians of helping a new or young adult fashion themselves properly to take on, because it will come, to take on mental illness once it comes? How do we start educating? From what point do we start educating the individuals? Is it at the kids, the family level? Is it at schools? Is it from the hospitals? Who are we leaving it to?
I think everybody has a role to play. So, like you said, the family is the bedrock, right? So, as parents, as brothers, as sisters, we need to change our outlook, and it's what you tell the kids from when they're young that becomes a part of them. So you just have to keep on getting everybody on the same wavelength. And I think a lot is being done now in the mental health space. I mean, there are lots of channels available now for people to get counseling, for people to seek therapy, for people to talk to someone.
Even without necessarily even being in front of it.
I mean, virtual consultations happen, virtual sessions happen. And even on Hygeia channel, the telemedicine platform offers that as a channel for subscribers and release to get therapy, because we recognize that it's a growing issue and it just has to be made available to as many people as possible to be able to take advantage of that opportunity, because you just never know. You just never know if that person speaking to you might just that conversation might just be the difference.
So I have a question for you, following up on what you just said. First of all, how easy is it to get access to the therapists? How easy is it to get access to the therapist?
Okay, you mean on Hygeia channel?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so it's on the telemedicine platform. You either dial a number, it's toll free, by the way. 24 hours, 7 days a week access, or you go through via the mobile app. Either way, you get to speak with somebody.
On speed dial 24/7?
Yes, 24/7.
Amazing. Okay, you've heard it all. Hygeia HMO cares for you. All you need to do is to tap a button and you have therapists
Just one
and
button
medical
away.
doctors.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Just one button away.
One button away. Okay, so Dr. Jide, first of all, thank you so much for your time. We've come almost to the end. We have a few questions and we'd like you to approach them with the reader, with the viewer in mind. So say I have a friend who is depressed and probably not even showing any signs. We've seen those happen a lot.
Yeah, we have.
How do I approach the conversation? Maybe I'm a sensitive person and I can spot some changes in my friend's personality.
Especially.
And they don't even know.
Especially, let me even add, you notice that on social media, just the same
The
way we
activity
have
has changed.
has changed because we're in the age of social media.
Now, there's the construct I like to bring to your view. Certain people want you not to bother about them. They say it's not your business. I mean, I've reduced how much I appear online. I'm having a real life. So you really don't know how to approach certain conversations.
Yeah.
Can you help us learn maybe how to break the ice about mental illness?
So, I mean, I'm not an expert, but I think for most people, the teaching with people who, especially with depression, is that they feel nobody cares. And they feel unloved, they feel they're a burden to everyone. And that's what drives people to being suicidal. So the key thing, I think, in the scenario you painted is to show people that they matter, show people that they care, show concern about their well-being. You don't necessarily have to be in their face to say, hey, you seem like you're depressed. No. Just be like, hey, Alicia, how's it going? How's your day been? You seem like you're a bit low. Things like that. Or you could just say, hey, why don't you just go out, hang out, have dinner, something.
In Nigeria of today?
Yes.
Who's paying?
Well, you pay.
If I invited you, am I paying?
It doesn't have to be so expensive.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be.
The thing is, the most important thing is that they get to experience being loved, being wanted, and that is the key thing. Because by the time somebody is slipping into depression, the most predominant thoughts in their heads are like, oh, nobody cares.
That the only one in the world.
Not important.
You have to sort it all out by yourself.
I'm everybody's problem.
Yeah.
Then it starts to grow into thoughts of, maybe if I'm not even here, I'm not even bothering anybody anymore.
So those are trigger thoughts.
So you want to draw them out of that space, and it should be subtle. That's why I said you don't have to be all in their faces and say, hey, they said you seem depressed because you don't know. You just, generally just
pull them close.
Reel them in.
Okay.
Show attention.
I like that you said this. Leads me to my next question, and I'm sorry I cut you off because it goes right in. So if you had 4, or let me be generous, if you had 6 pointers to help someone and not just help themselves, but help society be a better place for people mentally, what would be your 6 steps?
6. 6 is a lot.
6 is a lot. Not for the person who's depressed. They would like to hear 100.
6 is a lot. But so I think the most important thing is to show empathy
to yourself and to the victims.
To everyone. To everyone, show empathy. Treat people with kindness. Kindness goes a long way. A little kindness goes a long way.
Very true.
Empathy goes a long way because it helps you to understand or have a sense of what the other person is going through. We should listen and not just hear. So when I say listen, I mean, you hear stories of people say that, oh, somebody committed suicide and everybody's like, oh, but hey, this person seems fine. Such a happy person. But sometimes people do these things as a way of covering up or trying to make up for how they feel, and most likely there were other signs. And so that's why we all need to learn what the signs are, no matter how subtle, pay attention, and then, listen. So people sometimes cry out for help without necessarily crying out for help. But if you're just hearing and not listening, then you miss the signs, and then I think that's just basically it.
I think that sums it
in
all.
terms of how we can help everyone else cope better.
So basically, creating a better society for yourself and for everyone else means you being actively aware of your environment. Listen actively, pay attention actively. Don't be passive about your day-to-day engagements with people. And in the long run, I think with you watching this video, it shows that you're on the right track to improve your mental health.
And then we also round up by saying that if there are issues, if you feel like you're going through a lot, as Dr. Hygeia said, seek help. And you can seek help by just dialing
phone number, reaching out the button on your screen on the app.
Yeah.
It's really about you, first of all, taking that first step. Okay? Thank you, Dr. Jide, for spending your precious time with us. We understand the toll it took to make this happen. We appreciate you so much. And we hope that we can see you again when we have a slot for a doctor. Who's also, hopefully, we'll be talking more about sales, because there's that side too.
No problem.
Thank you so much. We'll be happy to have you on our stage again. For more episodes on Hyspace with Hygeia, tune in, follow our channel, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. We're active on TikTok too. Make your TikToks and tag us, and we're happy to see how you implemented one or two of the things that you've learned today. From here and everyone on stage, it is bye for now.
Bye.